we're doing a little bit of a road trip. Anyway, I started to read Mile High. I grabbed this because I wanted an easy read, and I thought, well, maybe this will be an easy read. And I didn't think it would be that hard to read either. I don't get sick when I read in the car, but I can't do it for too long. So this was like a quick trip, and I think I read for like, I don't know, maybe like half an hour or whatever, or maybe an hour. I'm on page 63, I just started it, and we follow Xanders and Stevie. The names in this book, they are a choice for sure. I'm actually enjoying it though so far, just like comparing it to other, oh my gosh, he was so close to the car, are you crazy? Like comparing it to other books, like romance books that I've read recently. Can I put you here? It'd be so easy if I could just put you here and I don't have to hold you. Amazing. I mean, it's not the best angle in the world, but it will have to do for now. So you know what, I'm gonna put you here. I think this is gonna be a better solution for me. So if you fall, because actually the phone is, what can I do? What can I do to make you not move? Okay, anyway, so this is my first ice hockey romance, and I have been wary of them. This is very much a favorite of TikTok, you know, book talk, I would say, actually. And I think there's 2 other books after this one. This is the first one. So she's a flight attendant, and she is part of the flight crew for whatever ice hockey team he's on, to take them to different cities across the US to obviously go through the tournament, right? I don't really know much about ice hockey, but anyway, so that is basically just, he is a complete player, but he plays off of that role because it's good for publicity, it's good for his like image, and like he makes more money if he is considered more of a playboy, I guess. And she is not having it. And so of course he is intrigued by that, because what man is not intrigued by a mysterious woman who doesn't throw herself at him? So, I mean, that's what these books are like. So anyway, I'm actually enjoying it. I know I'm a cynic when it comes to these romances, but I am actually enjoying this one. I think it's not as bad as some other ones that I've read recently. It's quite a huge book, to be fair. It is almost 600 pages. I think that is far too big for a romance. So I'm sure by like when I get to like the halfway point, I'm like, oh, when is this book going to be done? But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, so I'm reading that. I also brought another book, but I don't feel like reading it. I've been reading this on and off. This is The Prophet and the Idiot by Jonas Jonasson. I actually do like this. It's quite comical. I do like what the author is trying to do in the story. It's a very quirky, like fun to read story, and the characters are quite fun as well. But I don't know, I'm just not in the mood to read that for some reason. There's something about his writing where it doesn't flow amazingly well, and I think it's because it's translated, because he is a Swedish writer, and I'm assuming this is translated. I don't think it was written directly in English. I'm pretty sure it was translated. Yeah, translated from the Swedish. Yeah, it's translated by Rachel Wilson Broyles. And I think that there's probably stuff lost in translation whenever you read like a translated book, which is a little bit of a shame. There's a few funny moments so far, and I'm on page 88. So I kind of like stopped midway through a chapter yesterday because I wasn't in the mood. I'm really struggling to read, but I'm going to read a little bit more of this. I read it in the car today. So it's kind of a long journey, and I'm going to be in the car for like an hour now. So it was fun for me. So I'm going to be reading to see how far I get. Yeah, I'm on page 63, which is chapter 7. And we're just having lots of flirty banter between the two. They kind of hate each other. It's going to be like enemies to lovers type thing. He is just a pompous asshole, and she is the girl to call him out on it, which obviously we like to read. So that is what I'm going to be doing right now. And I will catch you later at another point, maybe. Hey guys, so it's the next day. I was just doing my hair and I thought this looked kind of cute, but now on camera it looks really stupid. But I was just trying to, oh my gosh. Anyway, I was just trying to like get it out of my face because I just don't know how, like I don't have like an actual parting. I have more of a widow's peak, and I don't know how to do my hair, especially since now we're supposed to have middle partings instead of side partings. I grew up with a side parting. I am a millennial, and now I just don't know how to do the front of my face. So as long as it's out of my face, that's fine. It is Saturday. I'm gonna be, I actually have a bit of a cold. We got back at like 7:30 yesterday, and then spent time with my son. He didn't get to bed till like 9:30 though, and then I just basically wanted to pass out. I was just like so tired. I don't know. There's something about road trips where you literally don't do anything. And I wasn't even driving. I was just sitting in the passenger seat, but it just exhausted me. So I feel exhausted, and I feel like I have a bit of a cold. I did read a little bit more of Mile High in the car. I'm on page 176. I kind of finished in the middle of a chapter. Just because we were talking and stuff. So I haven't read any, I didn't read anything when I got home last night. I'm enjoying it. They finally got together. It was a bit steamy. It wasn't like, I think the thing is, like, this book is not making me feel cringy. Like, I'm not getting the ick from the little dialogues or the sex scene. So that in itself means I'm enjoying this more than anything else at the moment. So that's good. And, yeah, I like the male character. He is like a bit of a douchebag, and there was parts of this book where I'm thinking, this does kind of feel like sexual harassment, like because she is a flight attendant and she's literally just trying to do her job, and he's pinning her up against the counter, like in the corner of the galley, and being like, I want to have sex with you. And it's just like, this is literal like sexual harassment, but we're all swooning over him. It's a little bit much. I do realize the irony in this, and I do see the issues within this book. I do, but I'm suspending my disbelief. I'm like, oh no, it's fine. This is fine. And I'm enjoying it. I don't know. I mean, I've read a lot of romances this year so far. I mean, I wouldn't say a lot, but I've read like a handful, and most of them have been really, really trash. So this one I'm enjoying. I do think it's still really long because like I've read up to here, right? We have all of this left. Like, what could possibly happen? Like, we've already like had our first love scene. Obviously, there's going to be quite a few more coming up. What's the conflict going to be? Obviously, there's going to be like a third act breakup, and then they get back together. I always find them so boring, but I'm sure that will happen. And yeah, so I've been reading that. I didn't read anything else of any of the other books that I'm reading. I'm reading this one, which I spoke about. I also did start reading this one, which I think I spoke about in my wrap-up video. Although actually I filmed my wrap-up, my first wrap-up video, I filmed it and then it corrupted. So actually I don't even think I've, like, while I'm talking to you right now, although this is going to be posted later on, I don't even think I need to refilm that because the video is corrupted, and I was trying to post it and I couldn't post it. So the March wrap-up is definitely late because I have to refilm it. But anyway, I did start reading this in March, but I'm only on page 32. It's just a thriller. It's actually, it surprised me. It has like 4-star rating on Goodreads, which I didn't realize, or like a 4.02 or something. Hey baby, you want to say hello? My son? Say hi. 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 What's mommy doing? She filming again? Hi. Hello. We're still in our PJs. We're having a lazy Saturday morning, although it's like 11:30, so it's not really the morning soon. To figure out what you can have for lunch. We're gonna eat healthy though, at least me and my partner, because I just feel like this week we've just really eaten like crap, and we feel like crap, so we want to eat healthy. Want to get those swimsuit bodies if we ever can get them. But yeah, anyway, also I did start reading this one in March as well. So these are all currently on my, I guess, my TBR for April. I started reading them, and I don't really feel like putting them back and like figuring out what else to read. Although that is what I did with Mile High, because I just thought I didn't really want to read any of these other 3 books in the car. That's why I grabbed this one, and I'm so glad I did, and I am enjoying it. It's a really easy book to read. Like, it's so easy to read, And I think I did end up in a major slump, and I'm trying to get out of it. I don't know what it is about these reading slumps. And also, I don't know, I keep saying this, but I don't know what I like to read, because I feel like I want to read really good, sophisticated literary works, but my brain is telling me I just want to read easy reads. And so I think, and I'm not in the mental headspace to put myself into those harder books to read, even though I think I would enjoy them more, and I have enjoyed them more in the past. I just think I want to read some trash. So that's why I've been enjoying Mile High. It could be a 4-star. I can't imagine I'm going to give it a 5-star, but it could be a 4-star because there are issues in it. And also, like, he's got like tattoos from like his face to his toes, you know, and I have no offense to tattoo people, because obviously my partner has tattoos all over his arms and back and stuff. So like, I'm not opposed to tattoos. I'm not. But when it comes to like, I don't know, thirsting over men with tattoos, I rarely care about the tattoos. Like, that to me, that is not something that turns me on. And there's a lot of description about him and his tattoos, but I can't quite picture him any other way other than he's 6'5". Like, he's absolutely enormous. He's got dark hair. He's got hazel eyes, I think. I mean, he actually sounds like my type. I've never been with someone that tall, but he sounds like I like dark eyes, you know, dark hair, dark eyes, like the dark, you know, oh my gosh, I'm so original. I like a tall, dark-haired man. Yeah, dark features. So original. Every girl says the same thing, but whatever. I still like blondes too. But anyway, so it doesn't matter. What was I saying? I'm not swooning over him, but I am swooning a little bit over their interactions together, because I am finding his arrogance a little bit sexy. Like, I think it's written well to the point where he's not completely a douchebag, even though he kind of is. So anyway, whatever. I'll probably try to sort my hair out a little bit, but I thought it was cute. And yeah, we'll do some tidying up. I got like piles and piles of laundry to do. I don't know what's going on with the laundry. I do them every single weekend, and at the end of the week, I just have piles of it, like piles of it. And I am the laundry queen. That is my duty. That is what I have assigned myself to do. And obviously we share like chores and stuff, but laundry, I take pride in it. That's my thing. And my partner does like the trash and recycling, because I'm just not going to do that. So it's like a 50-50 split. What's up, Bubba? You watching TV? You getting wild, huh? You getting wild and crazy? You getting wild and crazy? Oi! We will love you and leave you. And I will catch back probably, maybe when I finish this. No, not this book. Where's the book? This one. Maybe when I finish this book. Yeah, I don't know. I probably could finish it today if I really push through, but I don't want to just like hunker down and read a book all day. I have a lot of stuff to do. So I also don't like listening to audiobooks that are like romance books. The only audiobooks that I like listening to are memoirs, thrillers, and that's about it. I tried to listen to Gideon and the Ninth because it was free on Audible, so I got it for free. It's still in my library, and I tried listening to it, and honestly, I was so lost. I just have to read that book like in person, because they started like reading out all of the different families and the names, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, I actually need the book to follow what's going on. And then they eventually got into like the actual story, and by that point I was like, I can't read this. I don't know, or I can't listen to this. I have no idea what's going on, and this is not going to be a book that I'm going to enjoy listening to. So but there's so many that are on my Audible library that I've got for like credits and stuff, and I haven't started them. Like The Book That Wouldn't Burn or something like that was another one that I want to read, but I don't know if I'm going to like listening to it or if I'm going to just listen to it. Oh, and you know what? I actually have started listening to Down the Rabbit Hole. Is it Down the Rabbit Hole by, oh, I can't remember her name. She's like something Fox. I need to update my Goodreads because I am actually a little further along on this book, but I couldn't really tell you what's going on because it's a memoir. Down the Drain by Julia Fox. I've been listening to that. Yeah, I only have 10% on Goodreads, but I definitely have listened to a little bit more than that. It's obviously a memoir. It's about, I just thought, you know, she's kind of an interesting person, and so far I think it's been fine. I've heard so many good things about the book, so I'm hoping for it to get better. I don't care for it yet. It's right now it's like a 3-star, but it might get better. So we will see. Anyway, I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna go now. All right. So I have finished Mahai. I am super excited that I have finished the book this month because, oh boy, am I starting off the month really slow. It's already the 11th of the month, and you know, there's no like right way to read books, but it's nice to finish a book. It's been a while. So yeah, I read Mahai and it was fine. I gave it, I think on, what did I give it on Goodreads? I think I gave it a 3. Did I give it a 4? I don't recall. I think it's like a 3.5. Yeah, I gave it a 3 on Goodreads. I guess I didn't think it deserved a 4, which I think is fair enough because I don't think it is a 4. I'm gonna say something that I said in my recap video for like my March wrap up that I posted the other week. I just think that this was a little bit too fast. Like they got together too fast, and then once they got together it was a little bit more of a slow build in terms of like them actually getting together again. But I felt like the book was almost 600 pages too long. I mean, the book is like just under 600 pages, but you know what I mean. I feel like it could have been like a 300-page book and it would have been fine. We could have cut out a lot of things in this book. However, I enjoyed the journey and I didn't hate it. I didn't get the cringe or the ick factor when they got together. I didn't really mind all of that. So yeah, I gave it a 3. I gave it a 3. So that one I finished. I also have been reading this one quite a bit because I finished Mile High a few days ago. This one I'm on page 247, so I've pushed through quite a bit and I have the second part of the book basically. I'm a little bit confused as to where this book is going because I would say, and this is a lot of what people have said on Goodreads, because once I got to this mark I was like, okay, let me read some comments, just like see what's going on. And a lot of people were saying the first half of the book is good, it's quirky, it's funny, and then it falls off a cliff. And I kind of am worried that I'm feeling the same way because it's just not as quirky as it was when we started off. It's not as fun. And also, like, there's a big thing that's moving the plot or moving the characters forward in terms of like the pacing and their goals in the book. And it's like a countdown, right? And we've got to the point where that countdown has ended. And now I've got like a third of the book left. And what are we gonna do the rest of this third? I don't really know where the story is going to go from here. And I feel like, I don't know, I think it should have been prolonged a little bit more. I don't know, it's hard to explain really. I don't really want to go into it too much because I don't want to spoil the book. But I kind of like the writing. There are parts of the book where I find a bit tedious. Like you do jump from so many different characters. This is kind of like a found family style book because there are all these strangers that are finding each other and becoming a family and friends and everything. So I do like that aspect of it, but it's not hitting the mark for me. And I don't know if it's like a translation issue thing or it's just a little bit too, it just doesn't flow the way that I would want it to flow. And I don't know, yeah, it's not hitting the mark. I think at this point, if I had to rate it, I'd probably give it a 3 as well. I really have enjoyed the characters and I really was enjoying the chaos of this book. But if I'm going to be honest, I do feel like it's dragging now and it's like anticlimactic because we've got to this point and now I don't know what's going to happen for the book. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen, but I'm also like, what is going to happen? But we have other things to do. I did get my fairy loot just now, so I'm going to open this in front of you. I think this is the March one, or is this April? I don't remember. I don't know where I'm at. It is April the 11th, so I'm hoping this is the April one. I think I already got the March one. I get the adult and the YA. Ooh, so far looking very pretty. Yes. Okay, so this is Swan Lake. This is the adult book, and oh, this is March. This is the March box. Okay, so it came very late. Okay, so A Feather So Black by Lyra Celine. This is what it looks like. Really quite lovely, quite dark, mysterious. Yeah, never heard of this book, but looks a lot of fun. And oh, we got some handsome people in the, okay, it's gonna be a little bit of a triangle love affair, it looks like. It is a reversible sleeve, although I don't think the reverse sleeve is all that interesting. It's okay. Oh, and then the actual book itself is got some foliage and pretty decent. Okay. A Feather So Black is a sizzling fantasy romance set in a world of perilous magic and moonlit forests, spinning a seductive tale of changeling princess, her cursed sister, and the dangerous Fey Lord she must defeat to save her family. Okay, there's a really long description, but I am not going to read all of that. Oh, nice. Oh my gosh, I was gonna buy this book. This is A Tempest of Tea by Hafsa Faisal. I think that's how you say the name. I was gonna buy this book. This is in my basket. I'm so glad I don't need to buy this book now because I bought the book. Okay, nice. I do have to say, I like the other cover. Like, the other cover is a woman and she's holding a little teacup. I'll put it here if you know what I mean. I've heard some good things about this book, but I really don't know anything about what it's about. So again, I was trying to buy a book that I didn't know what it was about, so that might have been a mistake. But now I have it, so that is very exciting. I don't need to buy it anymore. Okay, this is fun. So you have a lot of people in the sleeve. It is not a reversible sleeve. Oh, and you have several more people here. And then the book itself is quite fun. Okay, so that is exciting. It's fun to get a book that I was already planning on getting anyway. It's on my wish list. All right, so this is set in the rich reimagining of 1920s London. Our main character and her fellow misfits navigate their way through a tangled web of heists and conspiracies in a dark vampire underworld. Ooh, get ready for an enemies to lovers romance, secret vampire societies, and of course tea. I had no idea this was about vampires. So again, I was going to buy a book, I had no idea what it was about. Oh, I'm really excited about this one. Even though it's YA, I really don't care. I've actually enjoyed quite a lot of YAs recently, so I'm not going to be a snob about that. And yeah, I'm actually really excited. This has been a really good box. And you can tell I haven't seen anyone else's unboxing because I'm like, wow, this is like old news. This is a March box, but okay. Very, very excited about these. Maybe I'll do a vlog reading my Fairy Loots. So we're having a heat wave in Portugal, which is so nice. But I wanted to give you an update. Excuse the walls. We're gonna get all of that. We're gonna get the house repainted in the next few weeks, which we're very, very excited about. But anyway, what I'm very, very excited about, and I'm in the sun. It's like 27 degrees. It is so beautiful. Let me just show. So B just almost attacked me, but I survived. Anyway, so I wanted to give a quick reading update because I've been reading a tiny bit since you last saw me. But I did start another book. So I'm still reading this book, The Prophet and the Idiot. I'm on page 300 at the moment. I feel like this, I kind of agree with what everyone else has said so far on Goodreads, is like the first half was really like kind of fun. It's like a found family type of chaos, and I really, really enjoyed, oh my god, there's so many bugs. I really, really enjoyed that, but I've hit the midway point, obviously. I've got like 100 and something pages left, and I don't know, I'm not feeling it. There's a lot of politics, not like serious politics, but just politic talk, and basically he, like Johan, the so far the idiot in the book, he they found his long lost dad, illegitimate father, I would say, because his mother did a little oopsie, but anyway, it doesn't matter. So that was a little bit of a weird coincidence, how he found him, who his father is, but I'm just finding it really boring because there's a lot of, his father is basically the president of Congo, the Republic of Congo, and so, but he's Russian. So I'm just like, what the hell? What is going on? And Johan is Swedish, but his mother, like his actual father, is a closet gay, and his actual father is actually gay, and he married his mother just for like appearance sake because he didn't want to come out. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This is like a whole backstory, but we found his father. We weren't even looking for his father, and so it so happened that we found his father. It just feels a little dull at this point. And then I started reading A Tempest of Tea last night. So this one, I'm on page 30. I'm actually just reading it right now. I read up until like page, like I think 27. So I just picked it up, read a couple pages, and I thought, well, let me give you an update before I get heavily involved in this. I don't know if I don't know. It's very info dumpy at the moment. Like I've actually, this is why I wanted to talk to you, because like the last couple pages is literally just an info dump. And I get that you're trying to tell me about the world and tell me about like things I've gone on in the past with the main character and everything, but I feel like it's a little too much all at once, and so I haven't really enjoyed that. But I don't know, I'm hoping that I like this. It's got vampires. So basically it is about this girl. What's her name? She's got her name is Arthi, and she has a tea room. So during the day it's just a regular tea room, and then at night it is a blood room or a blood house where they essentially serve to all of the vampires. And I thought that was interesting, but it's kind of like back in the 20s where you had all of these you know, you like alcohol was banned in the US and everything, and you had all of these places where you would go drink illegally. So the blood house is illegal. They're not allowed to have a blood house for vampires, but they get away with it. And they just had a little raid from these some sort of agents, and they were able to dupe them, basically be like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. So anyway, and then I just read a bunch of pages about info dump. I don't know where this story is going to go. I've actually seen some mixed reviews. I think when I opened it up from Fairy Loot, I was super excited, and I still am excited to read it, and that's why I've like picked it up straight away, because I wanted to read it. But now I'm a little bit nervous that it's just going to be a letdown, because it's got a 3.6 on Goodreads, which is pretty low actually for a book that I've heard of, that people are talking about, you know. I mean, and the few people that I have seen talk about it, I think there was one that liked it, and I've just seen a video this morning of somebody who didn't like it and they DNF'd it. So it was like, oh no, but it's fine. It's fine. I don't know. I just kind of wanted to get into it, see what's going on. Looks like we will be jumping to different perspectives, but right now we've only followed Arthi, but there is a character called Jin, which is basically her younger brother, but it's not really her brother. It's like a brother, but really a friend. They've just known each other a really long time. And we've also been introduced to a vampire whose name I don't remember. So I think he's this guy, because what he was wearing, he had like a ruffled shirt with his sleeves up. So I think this is the vampire, but I don't know who this is. I'm assuming this is Jin. This is our main character, Arthi, and I'm not sure who this is yet. But yeah, I'm sitting out in the sun because it was supposed to be hot tomorrow. It's Saturday today. It was supposed to be the same tomorrow, but it looks like so cloudy. It looks like it's hot but cloudy. So I don't want to miss out on the sun. I'm in the shade right now talking to you, but I'm going to go sit back in the sun for a little bit, get some tan or just some vitamin D. We will catch up later. Hey guys, it's a few days later and I'm going to end this vlog because I don't really know where it's going. It's definitely been longer than a week. And I think at this point, I just need to end it and maybe start a new one. I did finish 2 books in this video. Did not finish A Tempest of Tea, but I am on page 260. So only have this much left. I just couldn't bring myself to read it last night. It is Tuesday today, and I read a lot of it on Sunday, or Saturday and Sunday, which you would have seen some footage of. But yeah, yesterday was Monday. I had so much work to do, and I just wanted to zone out and not read anything. So I didn't read anything, but obviously I did read these 2 books in this vlog. I would have liked to have at least finished the 3rd book, but just to recap, Mahai was fine. I think in terms of at least the romances that I've been reading recently, it is far superior. However, it does have issues, and I do think there is a fine line between some sexual harassment. I know it's like, well, tongue-in-cheek, you're not meant to take it that way, but the way that he talks to her, since she is his flight attendant, is a little bit, well, very much not, you know, professional, and yeah, she could definitely sue him. So anyway, regardless of that, I did enjoy this book, but it's just too long. I think, I don't know why romances need to be so long. There was just like 100 and so pages of really nothing going on in the plot, just like their relationship. And like the 3rd act issue was kind of, you know, like you could see it coming, but it also, I don't think really would happen, because it wasn't like big enough for them to like break up and blah, blah, and get back together. But it's fine. I mean, I think if this is what hockey romances are like, then I don't mind them, but there's not a huge amount of spice in here. I mean, there's some, but it's not like, I wouldn't call this a smut book by any means. So maybe that's why I enjoyed it, because I don't enjoy those smutty books for some reason. I did finish this one, however, on Sunday. So this is The Prophet and the Idiot by Jonas Jonasson. And boy, this, yeah, I think if I were Swedish and I could obviously read in Swedish, then maybe I would enjoy the book in its native tongue. This is translated, and I'm just wondering if maybe certain quirks or dialogues were just translated in a way that didn't really represent truly what the author was trying to do, because it is a quirky book, and it is very much these random strangers basically building, it's like a found family type of trope, I guess. However, it got very political in the 2nd half of the book, and honestly, I found myself dozing off. Not literally, but it, you know, while I was reading it, it was just very dull, because, you know, this is set in 2011, I think. Yeah, it's set in 2011, and there's Barack Obama in here. There's mentions of Trump. There's mentions of other sort of political things going on, and it's like very satirical. And I did like the parts where you have Johan, sorry, I can't mess his name up all the time. You have Johan, and he meets like Barack Obama, and he has no idea who he is, and then start talking about cheese and charcuterie boards and things like that, and like Barack Obama like thinks he doesn't catch on that Johan literally has no idea of anything. He just treats him as like a regular person. And I really liked that aspect of it, because Johan's brother is highly critical. He's put him down all his life. He's called Frederick, and he was trying to climb the ladder in terms of politics, and his brother basically ended up surpassing him in the biggest way possible in this book, without even trying to, just being himself and still being the idiot that he is, you know, in terms of not really understanding the difference between Africa and America and like other countries, and like he literally he knows nothing, which I find pretty unbelievable. But anyway, so yeah, it was a weird book. I'm gonna give it a 3-star, because it's really more of a 2.5, but I gave it a 3-star Goodreads because I really felt like the book took a nosedive in the 2nd half, because it got incredibly political and really didn't have anything to do with the prophet at the end of the day. Like Petra, you know, you're supposed to follow Petra and Johan. Obviously she's still in the book, but I feel like it was more Johan's story than Petra's story, and because he had a much bigger arc than she did. I don't know, I just got really bored at the end, and I definitely skimmed a lot of a lot of parts that I had no interest in learning about. There's just like every chapter, like this is the Condorian fraud. And then another chapter is Operation Go Up in Smoke, part 1 or part 2. And then there's a part 3. And then it's just like, I got just really bored of it. A special agent turns the page, but like I didn't find the chapters all that interesting. So yeah, that was a little bit of a letdown because I really actually enjoyed the first half of the book. And then you get to the point where like the world is supposed to end. And then the book just takes a completely different take. Like it just changes what the premise of the book was supposed to be about, and even what the blurb is about. I mean, I don't know. It took a strange turn. So yeah, I ended up giving that 3-star. And then yeah, this one I've been really enjoying, but I do kind of have the same sentiments as some other people that I've seen where, and I think I mentioned this in the clip, but they're at the beginning or like the first like maybe 40, 50 pages, there's so much info dumping. And I thought that we were over it, you know, and I got to like page 80 and I was like, okay, finally we're getting into like the plot and what's gonna happen. Basically, it's about this girl and this guy who've grown up together. She kind of saved him when they were young kids and they're kind of like orphans. And they are, you know, they run the tea house during the day and then a blood house during the night. And they're like thieves and stuff. And, you know, they're like, there's a lot of criminal activity around them, but they're only like 20-year-olds. And they, in order to keep their tea house, because for whatever reason, and it doesn't matter, so I'm not going to go into it, they're going to lose their tea house in like 2 weeks. And then they are given a task to do, basically to steal this document from this underground political world. I don't quite get it because I think the world building is a little bit lackluster. So I'm following along, but I'm also like, okay, like I'm not really understanding everything about the world building and like what's going on. But this document that is hidden inside, I can't remember what it's called, but it's this place where all of the royal vampires are. So they have to basically break into this this big house full of vampires and steal this document. And I'm at the point where they do that. And I just feel like the stakes aren't high enough. I feel like it's just been too easy for them. I don't feel like there's enough of the vampires. It doesn't seem to be scary enough. It doesn't seem to be as life-threatening as it really ought to be. So I don't know. I'm just kind of like, okay. But I don't know. And then so they've done it, right? And I'm on page 216. I've got all this left and I don't really know what's going to happen in the plot because I feel like I've got to this point and now they're giving me a whole load more of information of the past and more info dumping. And I feel like I've read all this book and now you're giving me more information. It's just like, like a slog. And I feel like it's obviously going to be set up to have a second book. I haven't even looked to see if there is a second book or if it's a series. I'm assuming there will be because of the way that the characters are, because there's a little bit of a love interest between Jin, who is they call themselves sister and brother, but they're really not. But Jin is the brother of Arthi, and I can tell you who he is just by the pictures. He is this handsome man right here. He and Flick. Her name is Felicity, but everyone calls her Flick. So they are gonna get together, obviously. There's a big like love interest there. And then this is Arthi, and she is fighting it, but she's quite interested in this guy who is called, I don't quite know how you say his name, but he's from like the High Guard or something, and he's supposed to be their enemy, but he's been helping them. His name is Laith Syed of Araya. So his name is Laith. I've never heard of this name, so I don't know how you pronounce that. But so it's kind of like a romantasy, but the love part isn't pushing the plot, which is good. It's just like a side sort of thing that's happening. But yeah, there's also not much tea in this. Like it's called a Tempest of Tea. They do have a tea house, but
I think originally I thought it was going to be more of a cozy read with vampires and like a tea house and a blood house, and I thought that would be more fun in a way, just like the inner workings of all of those characters and like how it works. And yeah, maybe there's some darkness, but you know, I just thought it'd be more cozy. But it, you know what it reminds me of, or what Arthi reminds me of? She reminds me of Selena from Thorn in the Glass. I don't know why, maybe because she's young and she's very full of herself, and she's very good at what she does, being a thief and a criminal mastermind at the age of, you know, ripe old age of 20. And it just, the way she acts just kind of reminds me of Selena in the first like book or two of Throne of Glass, which, if you know, I wasn't a huge fan of that character. So I'm finding it hard to kind of enjoy the people. I think at this point I'd probably give it a 3. I don't think I could give it any higher than a 3, but we'll see. But I did finish it. I'm just going to end the vlog, but thank you if you watched up until now. I will try to do better vlogs. I'm so crap at vlogging. I really am, but I'll try to do better ones. I just wanted to close this out because there's a vlog that I wanted to do, like a reading challenge I wanted to start. I didn't want this one to carry on. So anyway, thank you so much, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.